Don't go into the woods alone. Don't leave your door open at night. And if you see something watching you, don't look back. This is Pine Hollow Broadcast. You're tuned in. There are stories whispered along mountain trails and midnight highways. These are accounts too strange to dismiss and too consistent to ignore. Across time and across continents, people have reported the same thing. Pale, silent figures that stand still and seem to watch. They have no eyes, no mouth, and no voice, but they are always watching. They are known by many names: the Dark Watchers, the Silent Ones, the Pale Watchers. No matter where the stories come from, the cliffs of California, the forests of Canada, or the back roads of Illinois, one detail stays the same. You never see them clearly, and once you do, you never forget. Some of the oldest written reports in the United States come from the Santa Lucia Mountains of California. Spanish settlers referred to the figures as Los Vigilantes Oscuros, which translates to the Dark Watchers. They describe tall, human-shaped forms, cloaked and unmoving, always seen at a distance, standing on cliffs or along ridgelines. Some say they gaze outward. Others believe they look inward. No one really knows. John Steinbeck mentioned the Watchers in his short story Flight, writing about locals who avoided the mountains near dusk. According to family stories, his own mother would sometimes leave small offerings of food at the edge of their property. By morning, the food would be gone, and in its place, she would find wildflowers. Some say the Watchers only appear at twilight. Others claim they come with the fog or during long moments of silence and stillness. And when someone tries to approach them, they simply disappear. In the 1960s, a high school principal went hiking alone in the Santa Lucias. He said he saw a tall, dark figure standing on a rocky outcrop. It didn't move, didn't respond, and didn't react. When he waved to a friend nearby to come take a look, the figure was already gone. In more recent years, hikers have reported similar sightings. Some describe figures holding staffs or wearing wide-brimmed hats. They never move, never speak, and never come closer. But the feeling they leave behind is unmistakable, like being studied by something very old. One Reddit user, posting under the name Lostrail91, wrote, "I saw what I thought was a man at the top of the ridge. It was too tall and too still. I blinked and it was gone. I don't even remember hearing birds after that." Sightings like these are not limited to California. In British Columbia, people tell stories of the Pale Walkers. They are described as faceless beings with bleached white skin, often seen standing near water at night. It is said that if you meet their gaze, if they even have one, you freeze in place. Sometimes, you never move again. In Eastern Europe, the figure is called the Silent Watcher. It appears as a humanoid shape with a reflective or metallic surface. It has no face, and it stands silently on rooftops or just outside windows. Witnesses often report an overwhelming sense of dread, as if they are being judged without a word. In the Philippines, old stories tell of the Tahimik Nabante, which means the quiet guardian. People say it is always still, always present, and always watching. The names and locations change, but the descriptions stay the same. A pale figure, silent, motionless, always watching. In 2007, a truck driver in Illinois was traveling down Interstate 80. He reported seeing something standing on the shoulder of the road. He said it looked like a man, but it was too thin, with no hair, no eyes, and no mouth. It reminded him of a mannequin left outside in the sun for too long. He slowed his truck to get a better look. The figure turned its head toward him. He couldn't see any eyes, but he said it was clearly watching him. Other reports have come from places like rural New York, central Texas, and even parts of Germany. People describe tall, bone-white figures seen standing beside barns, on rooftops, or at the edge of forests. They never move, and they never run. They're simply there. Another Reddit user posted a story about waking up to the sound of their dog growling. When they looked outside, they saw a thin, white figure standing in the yard. Its skin looked raw or missing, and it didn't move. The user said they closed the curtain and stayed awake until sunrise. Some sightings describe vague shadows, but the most disturbing reports are the ones where the figure is in plain sight, fully visible, pale, cold, and completely out of place. Skeptics have offered a few explanations. One is the Brocken specter, a natural phenomenon where your shadow is projected onto a cloud or fog bank, often looking large and mysterious. Another explanation is pareidolia, the brain's habit of finding human shapes in random patterns like trees or rocks. Some believe the sightings may come from mild hallucinations caused by isolation, fatigue, or changes in altitude. There is also the psychological theory. The feeling of being watched is one of the oldest and strongest human fears. When triggered, the brain may create an image to explain it. But that still doesn't explain why so many of these stories are so similar. They come from different countries, different decades, and different cultures. And yet the descriptions are nearly identical. It also doesn't explain why some people report seeing them more than once. No one really knows what the watchers want. They don't chase, they don't speak, and they don't touch. But people still feel afraid. Not because of what the watchers do, but because of what they might do. Some believe they are observers from another dimension or reality. They could be watching us the way we watch animals behind glass. It's not cruel, just curious. Others believe they are omens. Witnesses often report seeing a watcher shortly before something tragic happens, like a car crash, a house fire, or a sudden illness. Maybe the watchers do not cause these events, but somehow arrive just before they happen. There are also spiritual theories. Some say the watchers are echoes of souls that never finished becoming anything. They are not ghosts, but something older. Perhaps they are what remains when memory fades and identity is lost. Then there is the darker theory. Some believe the watchers feed on attention. The more we talk about them, the more we see them. Every post, every story, and every retelling makes them stronger. We are not just describing them, we are building them. Once they notice you, they do not forget. So what are the pale watchers? Are they just a myth shaped by fog and fear? Are they a shared hallucination, repeated like a glitch in the human mind? Or are they something that has always been here, standing quietly at the edge of the woods, the ridgeline, or the road? Maybe they don't want to hurt us. Maybe they're only watching. This has been Pine Hollow Broadcast. And if you feel eyes on you when you're alone in the dark, do not look back.